Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Space Engineers, No Jetpack Survival. I am Prime. That was a very short intro. We need to start keeping things brief at the beginning of these, because at the beginning of these, let's get my tongue in the right place. And yeah, because we're actually building a large ship, and it's going to take a lot of parts to do this. We can't really spend a lot of time messing around. This is just something that's got to be focused on a little bit. So yeah, we're going to spend about another hour on building this ship today, and then we'll see where we get to, see what we can learn in the process. Other than that, I mean, unless something dramatic happens, that's basically the format of this episode. We are in full shipbuilding guide mode. So to start with, and as a reminder, we've got our kind of docking port space there. What can we call it? It's a port, I suppose. So we will have a piston that comes down with another connector on it, comes through there to connect to that. So I suppose the next step before we start building any more of the ship is to get this whole assemblage working. So before we do anything else, that's number one really. I kind of want to go down the lines of having, let's just get this all right, having everything working before we move on to the next step, which means we are also going to need to have like programmable blocks and whatever else is going to be needed for things kind of close to the areas that they're related to. That way we don't end up with a central bank of like timer blocks and programmable blocks, not initially at least anyway, but we do have things sort of close by to where they're actually required, which might make a bit more sense and also help the ship design a little bit, keep things interesting. Right, so we have two spaces below here, which is about not the full length of a piston, but a piston will go about 4 blocks, I believe. So if we had the connector sort of docked just above this line, and then had the piston connected above that, which goes up 2 further blocks, it's going to put a little bit of height onto this area. So maybe we have the docking connector inside here and then piston just above that, something along those lines. We're going to need to put some sort of an assemblage on here, I think, to hold it all. I don't want to just go with straight boring blocks for this, so I think we might go girder. I don't even know how you spell. Oh, there we are. Beam. It's a beam block, not girder. That's why it wouldn't come up. Okay, so I think we're going to go something along the lines of having like a beam to initially start this thing off. I need a good sort of bottom block to maybe that. Yeah. Do we go sides? No, I think we go front to back because then it's easy to get past it. I think we go there like that, and again on the other side. It doesn't really matter. Turn it around. It's fine. So we need to go at least 2 high from here. So we need to stand on something. Again, the perils of no jetpack. It's a bit of a pain in the neck. Oh, don't want that. We're not cutting anything out. This is going to be basically unedited. Apart from maybe like any pauses I have to make just to deal with normal everyday life. Where did I put that beam? There it is. Right, so what kind of beam do we want on top of this? Well, Well, we kind of need a corner or an end. Something like that. I think might do the job quite nicely. I think that works. We don't need to go overboard. Oh, no, we need to go, what, one more than that. That was silly. That was very silly. Right. Okay, let's replace the beam I just removed. Let's see. What was it again? It was one of them, I think. Right. Ugh. Okay, what goes on top of there nicely? Let's see. I think the same block, but the other way around, maybe. That's not the same block, though. Yeah, kind of like that. This one, I think, the same thing, but the other way around. Right. Now we need to go up one more block. Yep, that'll do. Right, so back to the beam. Apologise if this gets a little bit samey. Again, I really don't want to cut anything out, so... Okay, and then we can go across with something. That connects like that, so it's just a straight H shape. So if we go one, that takes us over this block. The next one is where the whole piston thing has to go, so kind of need a block that bridges that and doesn't look silly. It's got to kind of fit with the H shape like that, but not be without its bottom bit. I wonder if we flip this thing around, but maybe not. Oh, what's that? Beam block end. I think kind of doesn't continue the H over enough though. That might do though, because it's got the middle bit. So we do that, and then beam block junction, beam block straight ordinary beam block. Yes. Oh, right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Back down all the way. Yeah, that's the only downside to building without a jetpack. Well, there's a lot of downsides to building without a jetpack, but one of the biggest ones is we have to keep returning back down to the ground just to get materials. So sooner or later we're going to actually dock this thing up. I mean, it's probably a good thing that we're building the docking mechanism to start with, but sooner or later we will dock this thing up and have resources to the ship. And now we've got the middle block. And I need more stuffs. Boom. Oh, that was silly. Alright, come on. Let's just get this one last. There we are. So yeah, we've got a nice little cross beam there, which makes it make a little bit more sense. That actually works. So, cool. Oh. That, I should have thought this through a bit more. That ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Not at that height. We have to go one more up. Did I say this ship's going to be big? Oh, right, okay. So I have to take off one more block at the other end, but yeah. Yeah, we have to go higher. There's a beam block end. We'll put put it that way around. I think that works there. And we're just gonna... Oh. Guess I didn't weld that one up. Right, beam block end. We should still be on. Yeah. Okay, and now on top, I can put something a bit more meaningful, but we should weld these up first. Yeah, I have to go one higher because it's all well and good being able to actually like push a piston down and dock to there, but we also need to have conveyor access. It's just absolutely essential. If we can't get a conveyor up there, then we can't actually do anything with the connection that we have just achieved. Sorry, I'm thinking and doing at the same time, and it's never really a clever combination for me. Right, so here now we have to rethink this slightly. I've gone one higher up so that I can still put the whole beam thing in place, but it still have room for some sort of a conveyor between them. So it'll make sense eventually, I think. Right. Let's have a look. What did we use? We used one of them. So we'll put that on both sides. Then we went with... See, that would be quite cool, but no. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Unless we turn it over, but then we can't connect anything underneath it, so that's no good. I think we have to go with something like that. Yeah. Like that. And then in the middle we can put like some sort of connector block, conveyor of some sort. I think maybe the best option, because that gives me loads of room to pipe out from everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. Right, so we're going to take two of them, and I can't reach that. So we're going to have to rebuild a lot of this slot. Gonna actually have to try and get up there in a way that... Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, now I have one of them. Temporary scaffolding is slightly annoying, but it kind of isn't negotiable. Yeah, whatever. That word. Okay. So that will give us room to actually build. Okay, I need to put that block in my inventory selection thing. I'm not very good with words today. It's Friday. Left it a little late to record this one. I did make an attempt yesterday, but got about as far as turning the computer on and having updates and decided, nah, we'll wait. Here we go. Okay. I mean, technically, like, actually filming this a bit late in the week, it's not really a problem because we're not going to be doing much editing on this. We're just going to do an hour and then that's it, we're done for today. So if we split this up into hour-long sessions, it just means that it's easier for everybody to follow along with. People can then sort of do a little bit, maybe iterate on it a little bit themselves in their own time, and then we can come back next week and carry on and see how many hours it takes to actually build this thing. Bear in mind, we're also making this up as we go along. Didn't get enough. Okay. We are literally like doing this on the fly. This is not a pre-designed idea or anything. There we go. Right, now we need a connector on the bottom of that. Actually, we need to definitely need to show inertia tensor on this. Just because we don't want the wobbles. Okay, so connector 8. They're ugly. I think we probably should go with an inset because you've got the extra port on the side, which I don't know what we'd do with it, but it could be used to access the inventory from here. I mean, that is but ugly, and it's kind of slightly asymmetrical. It's weird. Yeah. Here we go with the boxy one. It just kind of looks a bit more deliberate. And we did leave enough space around to make sure that that doesn't have any kind of connection problems with the ground. Or with the ship. There's no... I'm going to explain that again. We left enough space to make sure that there's no sort of glitching or weird clanginess from it coming in too much contact with its own hull. I think that was slightly better as a description. There we go. Right, so we now have a connector. We're going to have to name it. So this inset connector is going to be called... We don't have a name for the ship yet. We're just not going to have a name for the ship yet until the end, so I'm just going to call it Big Ship Connector. It's best to name things, especially at this point when everything is connected to the same grid. Oh, what is this going to be? Looks like a dust storm. I am going to need energy soon. I think we can get rid of a lot of this scaffoldy stuff for a minute. Okay. Let's go get some energy and figure out what this is before it turns into something that could possibly kill us. We can't have automatic doors on here because they will mess around with the elevator. Because as you see, the script here deals with the doors automatically. Closes every other door except for the one we need. It's a sandstorm, okay. Not too big a problem. Just going to sit down for a moment, get our energy back. So how's everybody's week been? Been alright for me. Not too bad. Work's a bit slow. But it's nice having the bike. Been out for a few rides. Kind of got used to it now. Still alive, obviously. Okay, since it's just a sandstorm, we're not going to hang around outside. It could, like last time, turn into something more. If we see a flash of lightning, we'll go get shelter. And hope for the best. Okay, so this is our docking thing. You see, now we could have made it much smaller and just gone a little bit out there, but then you're risking having the whole thing just fall apart on you. We could have gone subgrid, small grid, everything. To be honest, I don't quite like the idea of having small grid parts on this big ship. It's a bit fragile. What we do need to do is we need to figure out the limits on this thing. So we know that at the moment we are how many blocks above the ground? 1, 2, 3 blocks above the ground. That's 7.5 meters. So we probably want to set the maximum distance on this to just a little bit less than 7.5 meters. Just to give ourselves a bit of room. Let's say 7.3. Okay, so we'll set it to 7.3 meters. Now, we need some sort of a plan for what to do if we're a bit wonky, you know. Let's say we're landing on the ground and parts of the floor's missing or something, and that distance is no longer exactly 7.5 meters. Along those lines, or if we're landing at a base and it's like a pipe coming out and there is nowhere to put our landing gear on but the ground, so we're probably going to need to put a sensor on this thing. Another good reason to have this kind, I think we need a sensor that tells the piston just to stop moving when it senses the ground. So let's put a sensor on. You see, these look cool, but I can't really tell which way around they go. Unable to place it. You can't place them on there? Oh. Oh, it could be because of where it is slightly in the ground. We'll place it on there. Oh, actually, there's no good. That is actually no good there. We're going to need to drop this. So we're going to have to reverse it. Go meet it at the bottom. It should stop just short of the floor in a perfect place to connect. Not quite. Not quite. It came down a little bit too far. I think because of the height of the actual thingy. Right. Verse 7. You've got the height of the piston head to account for as well. Right, we've reversed again. I want it to stop just before the floor. There we go. That's connectable. It's ideal. So somewhere in here we're going to have to place now our sensor. Does it fit there alright? I don't think that's a bad spot for it, actually. That's a plain space. I can put something else on that, but this works quite well. Right. So now what we need to do is we need to go into our info and we need to show sensor field range, and then put this show on HUD. See the sensor field range? It's a bit big. We need to shrink that right down. So let's figure out which extent is which, because I don't know which way around it is. So okay, top is in the right place. That's good. So we can just drop that down to nothing. Back, bring that down a bit. We'll come back to that in a minute. Front, we'll bring you down a bit. Doesn't need to be out very far. Left, right. Okay, we're on the wrong side of it, but it's fine. Right, okay, that's fine. So now we need to look at the bottom extent. We need to get it so that it's just above the ground. Like there. Okay. Good. Now what does it need to detect? Large ships, stations, small ships, maybe floating objects, players, subgrids, asteroids, owner, friendly. Where is enemy? On, right. So it'll detect anything at this point. I think we need to make sure the back extent is a little bit larger. Yeah, it's got to cover at least the sort of width of this connector, plus a tiny bit. Front extent. There we go. I think that's that. Right. So now what I can do is take that off the HUD again. Turn off show field range. And we'll just set this thing up now. Set up actions. So I've got this because I've got like the build info installed. It says there build info mod, but this tells you what each of these do. So slot 1 is when something is detected, not when it continues to be detected, but the instant it becomes detected for the first time. Slot 2 is when nothing is detected anymore, so when it's undetected. So what I need to do when something is detected, we need to name that piston. I can't do anything with it without naming this piston. We have to go up. Because we've got pistons all over the base, so I don't really want to go messing with like lots of pistons. So big ship connector piston. Right. Back down. If you don't have build info installed, you have to interface with everything directly to do all of this. Build info just makes things a lot easier to do, like things like field limits and stuff. Just because you can move around a little bit while you're still connecting, you don't have to go find a terminal or be right up on the block. Right, so set up action. So when it's detected, big ship piston, we're going to turn you off. Toggle block off. When something's no longer detected anymore, we are going to turn the block on. Simple as that. Actually, is that going to even work? That's probably not going to work, because if we turn the piston off as soon as it comes into detection range, yes, it'll be set to exactly the right length to actually connect with. But what if you want to just at that moment reverse the piston? It's turned off. You'd have to manually turn it back on again. Maybe we could build that into the reversing method. Just I always have turn this thing on when you want to change its direction. But is there an option to just stop it? Set velocity. We could set velocity to 0. So maybe that's what we do, is set velocity. Didn't give you the option to say what I want to set it to though. Okay, that's not going to work for us. Maybe that's for when you put it on a toolbar. We could have it reverse, but then it will just keep reverse, and while it's let's see what happens if I put them both to revert. Oh, you can't put them both to reverse. I think we just toggle it on and toggle it off, and that'll do. For the moment. I think that would do. What we're just going to have to make sure is that whenever we want to retract the piston, after it's extended, that we make sure we're turning the piston on at the same time. So that means we're going to need to... We're going to have to set a timer block for reversing the piston and turning it on at the same time. So that's something we can build in here right now. I think somewhere like here maybe. Let's fill these in. I need more steel plates. Come on. Come on. There you are. Oh, that just moved me. Right. What are we full of if we didn't have steel plate? Oh, we've got loads of rubbish in our inventory right now. Okay, so here I can place a timer block. Do we put it there? Do we put it just a little bit further away? I think maybe we put it just a little bit further away. So, we haven't even decided which is the front of the ship yet. I think the front of the ship can be... Oh dear. Oh no, this is bad. I need to get the hell out of here. Where did that thing land? Where's these soldier things? That doesn't look good. Well, they did a bit of damage. Let's... We have to do some repairing. Okay, I guess we did get a little bit of drama. Get what you've got. Was there really only two? That never connected to anything. Okay, this is good. Don't know what happened in there. I don't recall. Oh wait. There's something that should have been connected there. Is there a hole in the roof now? No, there's windows there. We've still got all our windows. Well, in fact, we're actually airtight right now, so... That's got oxygen by the looks of it, but I'm going to just pipe it back in because I don't recall. Yeah, this is a bit weird. Unless it's the pipe that I forgot to put back in after we had our little drama last time with the thing crashing. Right, it's the wrong pipe, but I'm putting it in anyway. It's fine. Right. Okay. I have to go up to the top and have a look at what damage has been done up there. And if there's any, like, bad guys up there as well. And don't hear any, like, attacks going on up there, but... I don't think we have any roof, like, roof covering turrets. So if it landed on the roof before it did any dropping off... I think we're okay. This roof isn't as big as I thought. Right, that's one thing repaired. A little bit of damage there. It's probably lightning damage, that. Okay, good. Yeah, I think on the whole we got away with that. Oh, there's something else damaged over there. At least the decoys are doing their job. Maybe your last couple of tubes out of this thing. Still carrying a bunch of rubbish, I think. Yeah, I'll have to deposit that before we come back. Okay, any damage to anything? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, there's some smoke coming from over there as well. Looks like that's damaged. It's going to be awkward. How are we going to get up there? That thing is most definitely damaged. So notice that our thing's not actually turning anymore. Yeah. Right, let's come back down. Did I close this door behind me? Yeah. We'll just use the stairs to get down. Okay. You thought I was going to fall then, didn't you? God, there's no easy way over there. I'm not seeing as much smoke now, but definitely... Well, the drills are stopped, so at least the whole thing was... It looks like it's meant to have stopped. Can't quite get to the thing from here. I need a way to get up there.
Energy low.
I need a way to get energy first. I need to get out of here before that. Come on. Let's look. Oh, God. Right. Got some energy. Check our display and see if that rotor's well and truly balked. And then from there we can figure out how to repair the thing. Eee, so much for building our ship. Alright, let's go and have a look at this damage report. Oh, it's not there. Where did I put my damage report? Oh, is it up here? We don't have a damage screen. We're gonna have to put one in on here. Yeah, we didn't put one in on this floor. This floor definitely needs a damage screen. Let's find my LCD displays. There we are. Number 7. Number 6, in fact. Will one go in there? No, it won't. But I can put one in up there. Maybe I need materials. Yeah, we can't fit one in down there because we've got the floor in the way. But I can fit one neatly in there. Come on. There we go. Right. We're going to call this damage LCD 3. Because I've probably got one somewhere else as well. Okay. And here, I'm going to look for damage LCD 3. Oh, we've only got 2. Okay. We'll call it 1 then. That's where 1 was supposed to be in the first place. Right, okay. Custom data. Echo. Damage report. Echo for space. Damage to get the damage display to come up. There we are. Passenger seat, small cargo container, wind turbine. Okay, so that rotor doesn't appear to be super damaged. There's a little bit of smoke, but don't think it's a serious problem. It could be... Oh, it could actually be the connector at the top. We're going to have to get up there somehow to fix this. I don't want to take the ship, really, because that's super duper risky. I think we're just going to have to get a bunch of steel plates and scaffold our way up. I just coloured something I shouldn't have done. Right. Cannot withdraw steel plates. What's preventing us from withdrawing steel plates? What is going on here? I can draw from there. One at a time. Right. I'm not sure what's going on here. Conveyor's working, okay. Can't be related to that. But yeah, we do have to get up there somehow. So maybe the way up... Maybe it's best to go up from the roof side. Yeah. Can I get close enough to peg a... No, I can't. Can't get far enough over there for that. So let's get up all the rest of the way. Yeah, we can't quite get close enough, but this should be the right height. So I think maybe we actually go with catwalks. I should have a catwalk thing on here somewhere. Yes. Yes, with the railings. Nice. Catwalks require construction components. So we're just going to grab some constructions. 35. Bare sort of gravel has a load of stuff in it. Interesting. Let's take 20 of them for now. Might have to sort that out somehow. Right. So from over here. Oh god, I need to figure out which block it has to come from. This one. 1, 2 over. Right, so we're gonna have to actually put... We have to start this thing from on the surface of here, because otherwise it won't work. So that should be the right spot. Right, let's start it from there. Two, right. A lot of back and forth. And this is eating into our hour. Can I build onto the end of there yet? No, I can't. Okay. It's not as simple as building just like a normal bridge. I'm gonna put one more of these on just to be safe. can come up there like that. And, oh, maybe not that one. I'm going to put one of these on. Needs to be the right kind. Like that. Better. Right. So, getting to the edge of this, I can't quite reach the other side yet. Uh-huh. Nope. I can't just slap one of them on there. We're going to have to go down and try and do it from the other side. So you have to try and do it from under there. What is that? Is that where we had a turret and it's been snapped off? I think it might be. Do I have a turret on my bar? I do. Let's go with the new types. Let's come down one level. Gonna need materials. A lot of up and downs. No, I don't want to go this way. Go around this way. Okay, that solves that. That was missing. We're gonna have to get back down to that level. So this ladder. I kind of very cleverly split the. That's not working because I'm just going on the same spot here. I can just jump off here now. Come across here. Let's just check these. They're fine. But from here, I should be able to maybe place onto the ends of these. I'm very, very careful. I don't have the materials to do it. I put that the wrong way around. I can get them from here, though. Construction components. 20. Oof. Definitely was some damage over there. That was probably from the destruction of that. Come on. You're fiddly, but you can go on. Need to be that type. Come on. Oh, you are fiddly. One more maybe. And then I could probably reach the end. There you go. Can I get one more on? No, we're going to go back up and do the rest. Yeah. Come on. They really do need to work on these hitboxes a bit. Right. Yeah, we can't just have this thing, like, not working, because, yeah, that's definitely not going to work. It's going to prevent us from pulling all the materials we need, you see, from the drill. The drill materials will just drill down and not get anywhere. I'm hoping this hasn't been damaged for a long time. Right. Make this permanent. Okay. Right, so we now have a permanent pathway from there to there. I think we should colour this to match. That's better. Okay. Not going to faff around with the stairs this time. I'm just going to go down the normal way. We're slightly decompressed there. Fine. Air's free here. We need energy. Now we can get back to construction on our ship. Right. Yeah, see, that wouldn't have turned up on our damage report because it's a non-functional block. It's just a conveyor. Right. Okay, so let's continue where we were working on this. We're going to put a timer block on. Something that can operate the reverse on that. Making sure it's always turned on when we come to do the reverse, so it overrides whatever's causing the bother. So we need to put it, I think we were going to put it over here, weren't we? I think we were also talking about making this the front of the ship and that the rear. So back here there's going to need to be loads of room for like fuel tanks and stuff. Up this way somewhere is going to be a bridge. It's going to go up a couple of floors, so the bridge is probably going to be a lot higher than where we're stood right now. So yeah, let's get some materials out. Let's come on. Right. I think what we also need to do is on here, we need to add an additional condition in the actions. Oh, we can't. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put a vent controller in some point to make sure it auto docks and auto undocks. You'll notice I'm not doing this outside edge. I've not decided yet if the outside edge is just going to be straight floor or if it's going to have to come up at an angle, sort of form the belly of the ship a little bit, rather than just having this big flat spot. So we might end up taking those off and replacing them. But for the minute, I think somewhere around here we need a timer block. Timer. New kind. So I could put this in the floor, but then it would become exposed from the outside, so we're not going to do that. I could place it here, have them along the sides of here. Personally, I think timer block probably here-ish.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh jeez, it doesn't pour but it rains, you know. No, it's the other way around. Never rains but it pours. That's the word. That's the right one. Timer block's gonna go in there. I'm gonna trust our turrets. Yeah, we're fine. One timer block. We'll deal with the next bit in a minute. Right, so timer block is going to go here because, like, pathway round. I want a doorway here or something, or sort of in this general vicinity. So, any interior blade. I thought I'd withdrawn enough materials for a timer block. Right, okay, so I need, right, let's get the materials I need for the next two things. So, timer, event, controller. Now we're gonna put some stuff back. get what we need. Build these two things. Dramas. Never mind. Yeah, 3 timer. There. Event controller on that side. We haven't got one on our bar yet. So we're going to place that here. We don't need those yet. They're just decorative. Right. Okay, let's name these. Docket. Oh, no, hang on. Big ship. Connector timer. Big ship. Connector event. Right. Naming everything as we go, because then it doesn't become an issue later. We can make sure everything works. We don't get confused. Right, so the connector. First thing I need to do is say if the actual connect. Oh, did we name the connector? I don't think we named the connector. We only named the. Yes, we did. We named it connector. Okay, good. Right. So I want a connection event. So connector ready to unlock. So connector ready, that's it. I think that's got to be the one, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So connector ready. Big ship connector. Okay, just that one. Okay, so when that's ready to connect, actions. So left slot is what to do when it's ready, and another one is when it's idle. Okay, so left slot. Big. I'm going to tell that to connect. So to lock. So as soon as it comes in range of the ground, it's going to stop, so it's not going to keep going down automatically, and connect. Or we don't have to go pressing the connect button. It's a one-shot deal, press the button, go, sort of thing. So that's that bit, and this is going to be for unlocking. So connect the timer, we're going to call it unlock. Unlock, right. So the unlocking, no delay. Can't go to 0, okay. Set up actions. We want piston. Big ship connector piston. You're going to have to be toggled on. No, you're going to have to be reversed first. Then you're going to have to be toggled on. So it goes up. If it was already trying to go up, then no, we don't want to reverse. We want to retract. Specifically, we want to retract. And then turn it on. Not the other way around, because otherwise it might come down that one little extra spot. Okay, and then no, not in that order. No. Big, right. Unlock. Retract. Toggle on. Not switch light on off. Just toggle on. That way, if it's in an on position already, it won't do it, mice it up. If it's in the off position because it came close to the ground, then it's going to turn itself back on again, so it can retract. And that's all it really needs to do. So this is your retractor command. That is the automatic everything else. So you only need to extend it and then retract it, and it will do the rest. Okay. Good start. I think we don't need sound on this. We might put a sound block in at some point and play a warning sound when it's coming down or something, but I don't think it's necessary. Good, right, let's trigger this. Okay. And now to reverse the other way, all we have to do is reverse it. And it should automatically connect and not go too far. We've kind of prevented it going too far anyway, but if there'd been a lump there and this thing had been sticking up further, there you go. Connected. I think when we connect, I think we need to stop this thing from trying to go any further than this, so we also need to put into this one more command. I hope this is just a sandstorm. This has to go on bar 2. We're going to switch you off. Did I just see lightning? Right, let's try this again. Ah. Didn't retract for some reason because it reconnected. Okay. So maybe this needs to... The auto connecting's a bit of a nightmare. Maybe it's the order of these things a little bit. Maybe I need 2 or 3 of these things. Ew. Actions, right. Unlock. Retract. Toggle. That's lightning. That hurt. Or where we hurt from before? I don't know. Maybe somebody can rewind and tell me. I need a med bay anyway, so gonna go to level 2. Still underground. And then we're gonna go down to level 1 to check the weather. Oh, it's only a sandstorm. Oh, okay, we should be fine then. We'll be fine with that. Okay, we've got to figure this thing out. So, the problem is, the second it disconnects, it wants to reconnect again immediately. There is no kind of warning on that. So I think what we might need to do, possibly need to turn off the connector. No, because turning off the connector prevents you from disconnecting. This thing here might need a... It's a shame you can't put 2 different conditions together. Okay, this thing needs turning off when we retract him. So, set up actions. Let's take these things off again. So, big, right, so... This, we toggle you off for a minute. So turn you off. We're gonna switch lock. We're gonna retract. And we're gonna turn that on. Now that means we need another timer block to handle going back down again, because we have to switch this back on automatically. So I think we put it there and not be able to go through and go round instead. And maybe we have to. Or, because this is quite a tall room, we put it on top. I haven't got the materials for that. I don't want to use up those sides yet because I still don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Can I pull from here? That's the beauty of it being connected. Right. Something tells me I'm not going to have the materials I need to put this on. Yeah, I don't. Right. Do we put it next to it there? Yeah, we can put it there. Actually, because it doesn't matter what we're going to do with the bottom block. It's connected to that, so it's not going to come off. Right. So this is big ship. Connector, timer, extend. Okay, no delay. Set up actions. First thing we need to do is turn you back on. Turn you on. Even if it's off, it's fine. Extend. That should do the trick. So now we should be able to extend that. That's turned off, so it's not in a ready to dock position anymore. Good. And now if we run this one, what's this one called? Timer. It's not timer unlock, is it? It's retract. Get rid of the word timer actually. Big ship connector, extend and retract, right. So let's extend. Obviously these will be like added to a control button somewhere. Right, now that should be connected. Yes, it's connected. So it connects at bare minimum distance. Like the absolute, like, it only extends as far as it absolutely has to. So it's not going to come in contact with the ground. It's not going to cause us any weird clangy problems. Our landing gear should already be well and truly on the ground there. And it also allows for issues with the height. Anything up to 2 blocks. Potentially could go further, but we've got the minimum set, well, sorry, the maximum distance set to just around this height here. So it theoretically shouldn't try to connect any further than our landing gear. We can override if absolutely necessary. So that's a good place to start there. Yeah, that's not too bad. So yeah, I think now that we've got our connector assembly done, I kind of feel like there needs to be something there, but for the moment we'll leave it. Here we're going to have to figure out how we're going to enclose this. Is that... I think these blocks do need to curve in. I don't really want to have a really large flat base at the bottom of the ship. So we're going to go with one of these, so we can start some sort of a curved up shape while still having some floor or wall space here. So that just needs to be rotated that way. Weather's clearing up. We're going just a little over an hour because of the drama we had earlier. It kind of took away a little bit from building. So happy with these, we can weld them up. If we have the materials. People trigger that when we get really close. That's not a bad thing, because if somebody stands underneath it, it won't crush them. You don't want that happening. Right, so we already started the belly curve a little bit. We're kind of doing it backwards here because we're doing it from the inside. But you know what, that's fine. Right, I think there probably would be room for some like cargo and rooms next to it, so we could pipe off there to do that. Walls wise on the interior, I mean, it's probably a bit premature to be working on walls, but for structural integrity it's probably not a bad idea. We're going to put some... Do we do that and have... I think maybe the walls go on the other side. So we've got plenty of room to walk around. And... Oh no, because we probably don't need to light this area from the sides of the walls, so... Oh, it's suddenly gone calm, hasn't it? Right, we'll have a full armor block in the corner there because we're kind of missing a bit. Now the wall's going to have to go on the other side because of this. It's going to look weird otherwise. So we need to come down. And I need to place the next block on the end of there to finish that shape. It's going to have to be something like that. Right. It just makes the most sense. I don't mind having lots of angular shapes in this ship. It's going to have to be... We're going to have to lean into the fact that it is basically space Lego. Right. Let's get some more plates in. Okay, we're not going to get mega sort of structural progress here, obviously. Now, you'll notice this is not heavy armor. I don't think we have the resources to do a fully clad heavy armor ship. Now, we also don't have shields, so this ship is going to need to have the means to sort of deal with enemies by either getting away or taking them out of long range or using overwhelming force before they can do too much damage to us. I think some of the critical areas, so spaces like maybe a core spine through the ship, plus, you know, like the reactors, cockpit area, things like that, they're going to have some heavy armor on them. But a space like this, which is just docking, it's not really mission, well, it's kind of important, but the armor around this is not mission critical. So we're just going to have to like go with this as it is. Right. I think we start to place these blocks in like this, so we've got plenty of room on the other side. Not sure about that block. That's going to have to be a solid block as well. Just run into a beam. Okay. I kind of want to keep weight down, interior weight down. We could use interior blocks for that. We could use single plates. These feel kind of best for me at the moment. I think we're going to go with a full block here as well because of where we're at. try to end a room corner with a full block. Just generally feels better. Either that or... You see, I'm just thinking we might wall across here, so we probably need this. We could, if we wanted, to make it kind of all sort of matching to avoid any weird corners. We can do that. It's not a bad idea. But bear in mind that whatever we do, we're kind of setting ourselves up for, it's like, that's kind of canonical for the rest of the ship. We have to sort of follow this design language. Otherwise things look a bit disjointed. Probably going to need it there as well. So, there and there. Now we've got that corner block that we can't just weld up. We can get it from the other side, and I'm going to have to take at least one of these out anyway to get into the next space. Maybe. I'm not 100% certain if we want access to space from there or if we want to go around somewhere to get to it. Not certain. We might leave a space there now, just we can fill it in later if we need to. So let's cut some room into this. Let's go parallel with that. So we'll call that a door space. Once again. So it's kind of like a hub-ish. Obviously it's a hub that you can fall down, and also bearing in mind that if we have accessibility through there, long term we're going to need to airlock it because this is not airtight. Maybe we restrict access to these, but for now we'll just leave this open just so that we're able to sort of build off, carry on. Yeah, okay. Right, this is where I'm going to leave this one for now. We've got a little further. So this is our docking section. It's massive. Kind of gives you an idea how big the rest of the ship's going to be if I'm prepared to spend that much room on putting a connector on the ship. It is a bit ridiculous when you think about it. I'm wondering if we should put some sort of a kind of like an airlock thing on the end of this. We'll consider that for next time. I mean, possibly what we could do on the outside of here is put some like hangar doors, you know, the airtight hangar doors across these. Block them off. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure how well that'll work. Okay. So that's where we're going to leave this one. Have a fabulous week. Good weekend. Don't get into any trouble. And come back next week for another episode of No Jetpack Survival. It was me, your friendly Cy Prime. Bye for now.